If you're interested in Apple and you're interested in Apple news, I got 6 stories for you, current events. Let's get into it. All right, welcome back to the channel. So what I want to do in this video is just talk about current events, news stories by Apple, what's new about Apple and what's in the news. So we'll get into it really quick. 6 different stories. All right, so the first story is going to be something that kind of disappoints me. It says Apple announces more ads coming to the Apple Store, Apple App Store starting next week. So this kind of disappoints me. I guess it's going to be probably starting this week. And as you go in and you try to download an app from the App Store with your Mac computer, I guess, or iPhone, you're going to have ads in there somewhere, maybe, I don't know how many yet. And the problem with this is that some even said in the article, like some lawyer said, oh, this is a great idea because now you have to buy your own ad. You know, if you're trying to sell someone the app, you're going to have to buy your own ad below it or something so no one else sneaks that away. I don't know how I feel about this. I think they need less ads and all these things. I know that's how they get paid. That's how Google gets paid a lot of money. Apple's trying to get into that business. But do you want ads in the App Store? Do you think they really belong there? Or, there's so many other places you can do it. You let me know in the comments. That's story number 1. All right, story number 2 is we all have heard that Apple TV just came out with a new version in 2022, and I'm going to touch on really quickly here just the newest features of this. So it comes out with the A15 Bionic chip. That's going to be new, a little bit of an upgrade there. 4 gigabytes of RAM compared to 3 gigabytes before, 128 gigabytes of storage. That's going to be basically compared to a max of 64 before. HDR10 plus support, and again, I don't know how many people are going to really need that or are going to really dwell on that, but I guess if you have an Apple TV, you might be into that kind of stuff. Has Siri remote with USB port. That's going to be something that's coming new. Thinner and lighter design. I guess the other one was pretty small, wasn't it? I mean, does that really matter to you? But anyways, it's a little bit thinner, a little bit smaller. Apple loves that kind of stuff. It says no more TV branding on top, so I guess if that's important to you as well. Lower pricing, that's going to be the most important thing. It says it starts at $129 now for the base model instead of $179 before. That's the thing only people I think care about is the price. And then basically it says no charging cable in the box. So that's a downgrade. So then maybe that's why they gave you a lower price. I have no idea. And then there's packaging changes, like we really care about that. But anyways, the new Apple TV, it's coming out in 2022, or it's just, I guess it is out already. So pick one up if you think those are enough. All right, story number 3 is something we all want to hear for Mac fans. It says new MacBook Pro and Mac Mini with M2 chip coming likely in November. So according to, I guess, some rumor guy, I forget, I'm not even going to mention him, but basically they're saying that everything looks in line for this November date to launch. So if you're looking for kind of the more, I think the 14-inch and the 16-inch MacBook Pros, and then also the Mac Mini, they're going to be upgraded. So obviously there might be a difference in the chips between those two, but they're going to go to the M2 chip or the M2 architecture. I think the Mac Mini is the most kind of, for me, it's going to be the most interesting because how fast is it and the cost. Now, is the cost going to stay the same or are they going to skyrocket it just like they did on the iPad and stuff like that? I think they probably will, but let's hope it stays the same. Let's hope, cross your fingers, because that's one thing I'm waiting for is the new Mac Mini, November. All right, story number 4, Apple finally got hit with something. They got hit with a $100 million App Store settlement. So what happened in this is it says the App Store, they got, all the people that created or put into the App Store got paid out by a lawsuit. It alleges that Apple had a monopoly on the distribution of iOS apps and in-app purchases. Do you think so a little bit? Of course they did. Anyways, maybe you think they should, maybe you think they shouldn't, but anyways, they paid out $100 million, which is probably maybe 3 hours of Apple's time. So it's not really anything that's going to make them change that. But anyways, at least somebody got some money from it, and Apple had to pay a little bit of money. This 5th story is probably my favorite, and I should have it here. It's sitting over there, but the M1 MacBook Air, my favorite computer, I think, for the cost. It's now $200 off at Amazon, and I guess you can find it for $799. $799 for that system. That's the base model, obviously. But $799 now versus maybe you can get the other one for probably $1099, somewhere in that range, or $1059. So there's going to be maybe a $300 difference in there. But that's still, I think, the best system if you can deal with the old design and stuff like that. You get a little bit less support as well, moving forward. So you got to factor all that in when you make your decision. But $799, I mean, what's it going to be around Christmas? Can we get into $750, $749? I think it'll be a steal, and then they're going to probably stop selling it after that. All right, so the final story is going to be Apple slashes iPhone 14 Plus orders with chain manufacturers. So the iPhone 14 Plus, they're slashing the amount of orders. It says that they're slashing it by around 10 million units in 2022, so they're going to sell less. So before you feel sorry for Apple, I was reading through the article and I'm like, geez, Pete, this phone may not take off that much. There's just not that much of a difference, I guess, for a lot of people, so they don't want to make the change. The older phones are getting better. You want to keep them a couple years. They're going to run into this issue. But I kind of felt, ooh, what's going to happen with Apple stock and all this stuff? Then I read the bottom line. Series shipments in 2022 will likely remain at 85 to 90 million units. Now do the math on that. 90 million times about $1,000. You can do the math, right? It's a lot of money. So I don't think I'm going to fear Apple, obviously going bankrupt anytime soon. But it is a little bit of a hit on them. I like Apple. Again, I said I'm an Apple channel and everything like that. But at the end of the day, I guess it is good to have some diversity in the field, I think, and they're just dominating. So 10 millions is 10 million, but it's something, and maybe we'll see, have them integrate, and then, if we get more competition for them, they'll actually make way better products and things like that. So I think it's good for everybody. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys like this kind of news. I like doing this. I just kind of reading off the web and just seeing what's available out there. Subscribe if you can. I have over 400 videos on Apple stuff. I mean, you can, everything, including teaching and tutorials and products and reviews and you name it. So watch some of my old videos, help the channel grow. I need to get the subscribers up. I can make more of these. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.